adjusted basis at $715 billion. The administration also cut an overseas contingency operations account that even government bureaucrats said had come to serve as a slush fund for extra military spending. Biden's request displeased both liberals hoping to impose cuts and hawks who want military spending to increase to deal with threats from China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. A reminder of the uphill battle Biden faces in delivering the policies he promised as a candidate beyond the COVID-19 emergency. Now from United Kingdom, gun salute will be fired across Britain today to mark the passing of Prince Philip as a tribute flooded in for a man who was a pillar of strength for Queen Elizabeth during her 69th year reign. Flowers were paid high outside royal residences as sober mourners paid their respect to the 99-year-old prince who had spent more than 7 decades at the heart of the British monarchy. Buckingham Palace is expected to announce details of Philip's funeral later today, although it is likely to be a small private affair stripped of the grandeur of traditional royal occasions by COVID-19 restrictions and the prince's own dislike of people making a fuss. Despite a request from the royal family for the public to obey pandemic social distancing rules and avoid visits to its residency, people laid cards and buckets outside Windsor Castle and Buckingham Palace through the night. What a life! Thank you for serving our country. Read one tribute outside the Buckingham Palace. Now from China, China slapped a record 18 billion yuan, equivalent to $2.75 billion fine on Alibaba Group Holding Limited today, after an anti-monopoly probe found the e-commerce giant had abused its dominant market position for several years. The fine, about 4% of Alibaba's 2019 China revenues, comes amid a crackdown on technology conglomerate and indicate antitrust law enforcement on internet platform has entered a new era in China after years of laissez-faire approach. The Alibaba business empire has particularly come under intense scrutiny in China since its billionaire founder Jack Ma's stinging public criticism of the country's regulatory system in October. A month later, authorities scuttled a planned $37 billion IPO by Ant Group, Alibaba's internet finance arm, and then China's State Administration for Market Regulation announced its antitrust probe into the company in December. While the fine brings Alibaba a step closer to resolving its antitrust woes, Ant still needs to agree to a regulatory-driven reform that is expected to sharply cut its valuations and rein in some of its free-wheeling businesses. Coming down to Myanmar, 19 people have been sentenced to death in Myanmar for killing an associate of an army captain, the military-owned Myanmar TV station said yesterday. The first such sentences announced in public since the February 1 coup and crackdown on protesters. The report said the killing took place on March 27th in the North Okkalapa district of Yangon, Myanmar's biggest city. Martial law has been declared in the district, allowing court martial to pronounce sentences. The military rulers who overthrew an elected government said yesterday that a protest campaign against its rule was dwindling because people wanted peace and that it would hold elections within 2 years, the first time frame it has given for a return to democracy. Troops fired rifle grenades at anti-coup protesters yesterday in the town of Bango, near Yangon. Witnesses and news reports said at least 10 people were killed and their bodies piled up inside a pagoda, they said. Myanmar Now News and Maokin, an online news magazine, said at least 20 people were killed and many wounded. It was not possible to get a precise toll because troops had cordoned off the area near the pagoda. They said. Junta spokesman Brigadier General Zhao Mingtung told a newsmen conference in the capital that the country was returning to normal and government ministries and banks will resume full operations soon. Back to Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari expressed sadness over the demise of his close associate and trade minister during his tenure as military head of state, Dr. Mahmood Tukur. Tukur, who was also the founding vice-chancellor of the Bayero University, Kano, died yesterday in Abuja. Buhari described the deceased as a true patriot and nationalist. The president, in a condolence message through his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Malam Gabra Shehu, said, Dr. Mahmood Tukur's service to the nation will be remembered by generations. He recalled that as trade minister during his first coming as military head of state, Dr. Tukur introduced a lot of schemes that revived the local industry. He noted that the schemes also boosted export and gave real meaning and effect to import substitution in regenerating the indigenous manufacturing sector of the economy. He prayed to Almighty Allah to accept Tukur in Al-Jannah Firdaus and give the family, friends, and the Adamawa Emirate Council and the people of the state the strength to bear the grievous loss. To end JFM 95.5 Global News at 1, here again are the recap of the major stories. Biden's budget meets criticism from right and left on Pentagon spending. What a life! Britain pays tribute to Prince Philip. China fines Alibaba record $2.75 billion for anti-monopoly violations. Myanmar military sentences 19 to death, says anti-coup protest dwindling. Buhari mourns as ex-minister Mahmood Tukur dies in Abuja. Jay's known advice: never regret a day in your life. Good days give you happiness and bad days give you experience. And that was the Global News compiled and brought to you by Mujib Badru from the studios of JFM 95.5, the Jalai Garden City of Ogwa Road, Saki, Oyo State, Nigeria. Many thanks for your time and attention. Good afternoon.